All right, everyone. Thank you so much for joining me today. I know we're starting 5 minutes or 15 minutes late as usual, but I'm trying to let people in and have a seat and get set up. So I'll go ahead and start with this before we start the workshop. So if you don't know who I am or what Pacific Hackers is, well, first of all, my name is Marco Palacios. I'm the co-founder and president of Pacific Hackers. I'll talk you more about Pacific Hackers, but before I do that, I want to in my slides, I want to share something. So, Hacker Dojo, it's been very generous for many years on providing this space. And we want to keep this place safe and respectful. We want to make it inclusive, so women can come in and collaborate, with others. Okay, so please, we have zero tolerance policy for discrimination, harassment, stuff like that. Okay. Now into what Pacific Hackers is. So, but we are 501c3. What we're trying to do with Pacific Hackers is we're trying to fix the issues in the cybersecurity industry. We want more women in the industry, so we're fixing the diversity issue by providing more events where there's more women involved. We're fixing the education system, right? I know there's many colleges offering programs with cybersecurity, but some of those programs are irrelevant by the time they graduate. So what we do is, as you can see, we're providing stuff that is relevant for what's out there, right? So again, the HR system, it's still amazed me how they're still posting jobs for a junior analyst requiring a CISSP, right? The industry doesn't know what they want. The companies don't know what they want. They want unicorns. Unicorns that exist, they're just expensive. That's the reality. What we're trying to do, what we've been doing for the last 7 years, is basically making the direct connections with the, the hiring managers with the potential employees. Okay. So if someone in the room is hiring, please come to me and we'll promote those jobs. If you're looking for a job, same here. Let me know so maybe we can start helping you to get the job you want. All right. So. Aside from the Pacific Hackers, the association trying to help people, we offer this meetup. We do this meetup every month. We've been doing it for the last 7 years. Even during COVID, we never stopped. We went hybrid. Well, we went online and eventually we went hybrid. Okay. Now we do not live stream those events. They are recorded, but they're not live streamed. Why? Because I want you to come and connect with people. That's how you make a difference in the industry. Collaboration is the key. Okay, so you have to come and do it. So if you would like to talk, I have the link right here to submit a potential talk. We have from May all the way to October available. In those upcoming months, we will need a speaker. So you would like to present something. Doesn't have to be a workshop. Doesn't have to be anything like crazy, just something that you would like to present, start getting those presentation skills. One of the things that I keep telling people, some of the members that went through Pacific Hackers, now they have spoken at RSA, Black Hat, DEF CON, but they have to start somewhere, and they started here, right? So we have some celebrities out there that, unfortunately, they forgot where they come from, but they started here. So I can actually go back to the videos and say, yeah, see, now you're in the spotlight, but you started here. So again, anyways, that's all I'm gonna say about that. Next meetup actually is this coming Thursday. It's a joint meetup with OWASP. It's another workshop about application security and cloud. So definitely come. March 30th, we have the next meetup. That's to be determined, but just follow our meetup page, meetup.com/Pacific Hackers. You will see our upcoming meetups. And then we have our conference. This year is going to be our 5th anniversary. We started in 2018 at the old Hacker Dojo location. And then after the pandemic, we came back and we started here in 2022. 2023, we just did it in December. So November 2nd is going to be the next event. Hopefully we're gonna do it here, but the demand has been higher. We've been increasing our numbers, so this place is actually becoming very small for what we're doing. So we're looking to potential places, but if not, we definitely we're gonna continue doing it at Hackathon because again, it's a maker space, it's a hacker space. You are all hackers. We want hackers here, right? So please come. As I mentioned, we do a lot of collaboration. OWASP, WCIS, right? Women Cybersecurity. The upcoming event on the 29th is going to be a joint meetup with OWASP. So again, we do have, we do a lot of collaboration with other entities. Okay, if you are part of another organization, you would like to collaborate with us, please let us know. We want to hear from you. We collaborate also at the Dark Arts Village. So I don't know if you've ever been to the sandbox area at RSA. Well, Pacific Hackers, host that. So we have a sandbox in RSA. We've been doing it for the last 2 years. We're gonna do it this year as well. I'm actually looking for speakers. I forgot to include the link for the CFP, but if you would like to talk at RSA, there's an opportunity. Again, we're providing that venue, that place to do it. Okay. Also, we're trying to do a cyber warfare exercise. We are combining forces with a Fortune 500 company, where we're gonna do a real cyber warfare exercise where they're gonna literally implement their current network infrastructure and everything, and put it in a lab environment. And what we're gonna do is we're gonna try to get people. So if you want to hack, legally, against a corporation, probably this is your only time that you're gonna be able to do it legally. Okay, so yeah. We have a bunch of merch. We're a nonprofit. We have to survive, right? Just like everything else. We have a badge that I actually forgot to bring mine today. We have T-shirts. So if you are interested in one, please ping me and we can talk about it. Join our community. We have a Discord where we provide jobs information. We talk about technology, hacking, all that. So if you are into Discord, please join the Discord channel. Okay, so that's our community, and I'm gonna pause for like 2 minutes so everybody can get their phone and start scanning. Yesterday, I was in a meeting and it was the first time I actually felt bad because the person said, "Oh, just scan the QR code, you're gonna get free food." And the first thing I did was like, free food. I scanned the QR code. I was like, holy, wait, that person literally just social engineered me. Because, come on, really? Like, all she said is like, yeah, scan the QR code, you're gonna get free food. Luckily, it was for the meeting, right? But anyways, I actually felt guilty that I was like, should I throw the QR code? But anyways, yeah, this one is legit. Okay, so this one is for our Discord community. So, anyways, again, we need your help. And sometimes it's not about money. Sometimes it's about you telling your friends, families, who we are, what we're doing, and how we're helping people. If you have someone who would like to get help, wants to get into the industry, doesn't know where to start, we have full community ready to help. Okay, we have done it in the past. That's what we'll continue doing it. We're making the connection with the hiring managers. I was one of the first examples of this. How I got my job like 7 years ago was because I was giving a presentation here, and my boss was in the audience, and that was my interview. 5 days later, I got hired. So I have to skip, the whole HR process by me submitting the resume, all that. It was just me here doing something that I was passionate about, and that got me a job. So again, it could be you next. So submit, share knowledge. If you would like to sponsor, if you are a decision maker in your company and your company would like to sponsor an event or just donate to Pacific Hackers, please let us know. We definitely need the help. Here's my info. If you want to get a hold of me, that's my email, my Twitter, my X. Sounds actually weird, my X, but my X and my LinkedIn. Okay, I'm more into LinkedIn, so I don't really post a lot in in Twitter or X. But yeah, from time to time I do post on Twitter. So yeah, that's where you're gonna find me. And again, thank you again to all our sponsors who have helped, to make this happen, we couldn't do it without them. So again, if you would like to see your logo here again, please, let us know. We're happy to put it there, but you know how it works. Again, thank you so much. And now what I'm gonna do, we're gonna switch, computers, but, well, actually, let's do that now.
No,
I'll do the presentation.
I can share the
Oh, yeah,
I can or no?
no, because you're gonna connect here.
Okay.
Okay.
Te lo prometo.
Yeah, all right, so let's.
Ya, me lo pone como otra.
So, because it's not very, screen share.
Me lo traigo por para acá. Bueno,
Okay.
ahora tengo que compartir
Yeah. All right, so we're ready to get started. So it is my pleasure to present this speaker. So in case you didn't know, this speaker comes all the way from Spain. He presented at Black Hat Arsenal last month in Black Hat Europe, and he also is going to give this same workshop, in upcoming conferences. In fact, he was here just for Developer Week, and that's why we were able to bring him here. He has a similar meetup in Madrid, so it's called Hack Madrid and Hack Barcelona. He's the creator of Hack Barcelona, and again, he basically is doing what I'm doing here, but in Spain, trying to bring the community, trying to show people what they're doing, and yeah, I mean, this is all about collaboration. As I always tell my friends, family, and customers, collaboration is the key to win cyber warfare. You cannot do it by yourself. So the more you know, the more you're aware, the more you can, we can take advantage and win. So again, it's an honor to have him here. So here we go, Antonio. Thank you.
Okay, it's a pleasure today. The mute, ¿lo quito aquí o?
Yeah, mute.
¿En el mío o puedo hablar aquí?
No, mute on yours.
Good, no?
Okay.
Okay, well, as Marco said, me and colleague, we create Osdo, and we're going to explain here. Me, because I'm going to explain here how to use our tool and our framework philosophy to secure our SDLC into Kubernetes but it's open to other things. With open source tools. Okay. Hope people hear me. Huh?
Yep.
Okay. My name is Antonio Manilla. In the network, my name is Spectre TJ. You can find me Spectre TJ in X, Spectre TJ in LinkedIn, Spectre TJ in Instagram too. I am the architect in IT. It's my actual company. I'm co-founder of Hub Barcelona in Spain and collaborate with Hub Madrid. So as Marco said, we organize meetups, conference there in Spain. I participate much in different cybersecurity conference and trying to look participate in even developer conferences. Rafa, he works in Huesca. He's Waldrag. You can follow him too. On this tool, the thing of this tool is Rafa, me, and the community. We are looking for the open-minded tool that everyone can participate, bringing their own knowledge and their own packages. I'm going to explain that right now. First of all, I want to explain what is Oslo. Oslo is OpenSec DevOps. We call it OpenSec DevOps. It's a modular config. We can use the section or the modules that we need to use to create a secure CI/CD. I don't know. Everyone works here with Azure DevOps. Yes. No is Azure DevOps. Well, in Azure DevOps, is something like drag and drop. Steps in the it looks Jenkins too. Jenkins is the same. Drag and drop jobs, steps, and well, Oslo is something like that. We fill out the different boxes, and we bring. I'm going to show you. We bring the different steps that we need. But the difference, the big difference here is in Oslo, we are creating a secure CI/CD pipeline. The difference with Azure or the other platform that is you create your own pipeline, but it's not secure yet. We are creating a secure pipeline. No? There is the philosophy with this total secure CI/CD. We only think in shift-left process with always trying to detect vulnerabilities, detect any issue in the code, and we trying to evolve better this. I say this because actually the actual platforms, Jenkins, Azure, Code Pipeline in AWS, Bitbucket, Bamboo, all of these platforms sell themselves as pipeline, to build image, Docker image, or automation tools, no? But in the SecDevOps philosophy, it's not just automation as DevOps. It's secure the automation, secure all process or cycle. So the other thing here is we work with open source power. We work with WhatsApp, Cosine. We work even with GitLab in the free version, or GitHub in the free version. all of these as platforms. Harbor as a registry, Docker registry. So I want to know one thing. What's mean for you secure development life cycle? For example, you. What's mean?
Being able to develop products efficiently without losing traction to security.
Okay. You. What means this?
I mean, before even the product is there, you need to secure the multiprocessors and guide the developers to follow all the security practices so that there are no bugs from the very start.
Yes. You mean both of you is the APPSec, you know, APPSec security application. Okay. This that implement the secure development life cycle is implement the security in whole process. The whole process is planning, code, build, test, release, deploy, operate and monitor. Okay. The whole life cycle needs these steps. But actually, we are working with all these steps, and the next step here is implement security in all steps. Okay. So for this, the core of this talk. The core of this talk is this: how we can secure our life cycle, or how we can bring a secure pipeline to automate our buildings. So with this, actually with us, we working. We have the coders here. They push their code in GitLab. Okay. GitLab make the magic with CI/CD. So here in CI/CD, we have important things and important steps. For example, we have here the jiglets. Anyone knows what is jiglets here? You know too much. What is jiglets?
I think it's to avoid pretty secrets.
Yes. Jiglets is a tool that scan are looking for secrets and passwords into the code. We have the bad behavior of copy the database host and database strings and database password and user in our code and push it to the repository. Okay. But we must use for that some tool for the phone, some tools in our platform. For example, Kubernetes have a secret management. If we are working in cloud, every cloud have their own secret management. Amazon have password manager. Azure have the keyboards. Okay. And the real thing here is we must use that tools. Okay. But there are some open source tools like HashiCorp. Okay, we can use HashiCorp, for example, in our platform. If we are in cloud, if we know are in cloud, or we are not using cloud to work, we can use these tools in our platform. That's the deal there, no? Okay, well, the next thing here is S-bomb scanning. S-bomb scanning is for dependencies. Anyone knows? You know too much. Dependency track. You know it?
Statement bill of
SBOM, yes.
Software development change.
Software building, yes. SBOM. Okay. This SBOM scanning, what do SBOM scanning?
Ask someone.
Huh?
Ask someone.
But you know too much, man. Anyway, what do SBOM scanner? Please participate. This is a workshop.
Dependency trap.
Huh?
Well, I mean, we use it for dependency trap.
Yes. We are using to scan dependency. What means scan dependencies in a code?
Looking at third-party libraries.
That's it. Yes. With the SBOM scanning, we are looking for vulnerabilities in third-party libraries. For example, do you remember log4j? Yes? Okay. Log4j happens when you know scanning third-party libraries. One library have a vulnerability, and this is a cascade, no? You hereby this library, and you have a vulnerability in your code. And you must avoid that. When we working with shift left, zero trust, and SecDevOps strategies, philosophy, whatever you want to name it, you must try to avoid have vulnerabilities in your code, vulnerabilities in your packages, and vulnerability in your platform. Okay. So the next step is make some tests. Unit tests and any test that we have to do before deploy our code, and scanning, static scanning code with SonarQube as SAST. We're using SonarQube Community Edition for it. I don't know here in USA, but I surprised because in Spain, and I can say in Europe, many of companies, for not saying most of them, use SonarQube Community Edition, not use the Pro Edition. I don't know here how is the company use Pro Edition of SonarQube here? Huh? Oh, use the same?
My company uses the.
Huh?
I said, I just know my company uses the paid version, but we don't use.
Use the community.
No.
No, use the Pro Edition. Okay. Well, no, there are no use Pro Edition. I found just one company that use Pro Edition, but whole companies use Community Edition. But it's totally useless because normally they just use Community Edition just for quality of code or look for complexity, but no care about security stuff in SonarQube. Okay, it's important, and you can use the Community Edition to check security in your code, to find bugs in all of this. Okay. The next thing, the next step is we scan our code for vulnerabilities. Fine. Later we build a Docker image. We focus this tool primarily in create Dockers and deploy into. Well, we have here the Docker Compose logo. Is because that we want to just deploy Dockers, but later I implement with my Kubernetes knowledge the cycle to deploy into Kubernetes. So actually, we are deploying application in Kubernetes. So we are scanning our Dockers with Trivy. Okay, Trivy is a tool from Aquasec. You say yes because you know it. Okay, you use it. Cool. Okay. What do Trivy? No, here.
Yeah, but there's no scanning, image scanning, so when you build an image, you put an 3D where you can detect any vulnerability, critical hack, and if it is, so basically we build a pipeline where 3D comes as one of the steps.
Mhm.
There are critical vulnerabilities in the engine while building the container, so we stop the pipeline.
Yes, you can see that. Okay, it's right. That's the step here with Docker images is scan preview. We scan the Docker images because when we use Docker image, we are using libraries, third-party library, third-party application inside the images. Okay. You know, you are virtualize or micro virtualize a host. For example, you have Ubuntu or you have Debian, for example, no? So, but this Debian comes with applications, with SH, with ifconfig, all commands you pick in your Linux is application running in your OS. Okay, so this application comes with vulnerabilities. For example, the vulnerability of SSH. The 1 year ago, SSH have a vulnerability. Shell shock, no? What's shell shock? Okay, for example, shell shock, and many of the I have to fix shell shock in production. Was a good experience. Many of the Docker images just have comes with a specific version of SSH. So we must to avoid shell shock or to fix shell shock, we must to create on Docker image, patch the new version of SSH, and later we're running our application in this new image. We cannot use the official image for in that example. So 3D help us with that. For example, we have a Docker with all OS because our application need run with a specific version of Python 3.9. Yeah, I say this because when you jump to 3.11, can blockade. No, blockade is not the word. Sorry. ¿Cómo se dice? Romper. Can break your application. Happens the same with Java. For example, with Java, if you jump for Java 8 to Java 11, can break your application too, because some libraries not compatible or some libraries change the name or change the namespace. No, it happens with the different upgrade. So, well, retake. We are using Python 3.9. But the Docker image with Python 3.9 have a version, an old version of SSH, and this old version of SSH has shell shock. So 3D going to show you a critical. You no use SSH in your Docker, but SSH is there, and your Docker is vulnerable because it's there. Just see. Okay, we use 3 for that. And we push to Harbor, okay? We push to Harbor or image. And later sign with cosine. Why we sign a Docker image or artifact? Why we sign our artifact? Anybody knows? Yeah? Oh?
To detect if somebody changed something inside the container.
That's it. That's the goals what we want to accomplish, no? With that. So any platform gives you this. Any platform gives you, just say, I can sign for you, but no sign for you. We deliver this, no? We sign the Docker application to assure that this image come from us, okay, come from inside the organization, inside our company. This is important when we trying to work with zero trust or when we working with shift left, no, that assuring that the code and the application that we're going to work in the future is us, is from us, came from us, okay? Well, later we deploy, forget this logo, forget Docker Compose logo, you visualize Kubernetes logo here. After deploy, well, sorry, I jumped a step, but we here push all findings. We push all findings in dependency track about the SBOM, and we push finally all findings here in the Defectoyo. We are using the Defectoyo as platform to tracking all findings. Okay. So okay, here again, we use WhatsApp because it's open source and to make some dust test after the deployment, okay? And later with the findings, we push to the Defectoyo that we find. Visualize that this is in development, in the development life cycle, because we're trying to not reach a production with bugs or with vulnerabilities. Okay. So demo time. This is a hacker, a real world hacker. Okay, I'm going to police and here. Sorry, I'm going to. Okay. Okay, this is todo. Okay, it's a silly interface, no? But we're going to create a better interface for this. Okay. In Oslo, we have two sections. Three sections. Dashboard shows us the packages that people upload. We have the generator to generate our package, and we have the packages section where we can manage our package that we upload and validate. Okay, validate is to upload some package of the other people or something like this. But the primarily here is actually we have one template is for Laravel, but we are working for Laravel and with GitLab as pipeline, as CI/CD platform. Okay, so we're trying to integrate GitHub and Azure DevOps CI/CD platform, in trying to deploy Python and Go applications. Okay. So we click here and we click in. Well, this is explanation. It's in Spanish because this pipeline actually with documentation in Spanish. Okay, when we click in generator, this is the magic part. Okay, by default we have password leaks because this the first step and the important step in CI/CD. And later we can choose the image. The image is to choose a Docker image. Actually, we're working with own Docker image. We call it Osdo Giglix. We can use the official image Giglix. Osdo Giglix have some customization for us. Okay, when I click it, add me by default the Defectoio engagement. And it is because in our pipeline directly we're working, or in this template we're working with Defectoio for tracking, no, the findings. I can set that here my parameters. Okay. If I want to engage API test and checklist. If one I want to allow failure or block artifacts, I can add new steps here. Composer, npm, SBOM scan composer, SBOM scan for node, PHP unit for PHP unit test. We added here because this pipeline, this template works with PHP. Docker and push and sign doc. Okay? I can add here the different steps I want. I need added here. So now here, I put the key, blah, blah, blah. If I want to load the coverage, I check coverage and add automatically PHP unit to unit test coverage in Sonarview, okay? Docker image, root of the Docker file, where is the path? We miss here path. Where is the Docker file path in our repository? We scan Docker file with Hadolin. Yes, Defectoio. Yes, we load the artifact. And we click in generate. If we check the result, we have our pipeline here with all the steps we did before. Here is preparation. Preparation is to add the Defectoio parameters and all of this. You can see here test, orchestration engine test, blah blah blah. This one is true. The secret detection. Here we add before script, all of this. Dependency check, blah blah blah, composer, git leaks. You can see here, what I said before, Osdo git leaks. This is the path of our repository, okay, or sorry, or registry, Docker registry. Here is the PHP unit test, blah blah blah, using our own image. This is generate this SH, this script for engagement of the Defectoio and shooting the findings, because all integration with the Defectoio, we're working with the scripts, just with these scripts. because it's more easy. And the property for SonarQube, okay? All of this is blah, 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 but it's editor. We're working now we're going to release the second version, and the second version comes with editor, and you don't need to download and edit in your local. You're going to edit via web, okay? And you're going to edit all these files in runtime. The difference the difference is because you're going to question me, oh, what is the difference with GitLab or blah blah blah. The difference is this is a secure CI/CD, okay? But secure by default, security by default, okay? You have here the secure steps. GitLab gives you do it by yourself. You have here the templates, you have here the YAMLs, but integrate it and do it by yourself. Right? I know. I give you a secure file. Okay. Cool. This is a summary. This is a summary of what is a secure pipeline and how we're working with this and what is also really to create a secure pipeline. So what is the next? In the deployment side, all of this is CI, all of this is just for building. And in the deployment side, we have, well, let me show you. Here is the pipeline running. Okay, look the steps, first steps, preparation step, secret detection, spawn scanning. If we are clicking, for example, spawn scan for node. I don't have trace because maybe GitLab delete the logs. Days ago. Here we can see the logs. But as you can see here, we have all steps, and later we have for deployment, because we are based with GitOps strategy. Anyone knows GitOps strategy? Please, someone say yes. Anyone? Anybody knows GitOps strategy? No? Okay. GitOps strategy based in that our source of truth is our is just our repository, okay? So what it means? It means everything that I have deployed in my platform is declared in my repository with my YAMLs, okay? This works, GitOps works with everything, with Kubernetes or no Kubernetes stuff. Okay, it depends on how you deploy the thing. You can deploy with Terraform, with Ansible. So your Terraform or Ansible, the source of truth of this code is in your repository. Okay, so we build the image, Docker image. We'll scan in the image with Freebie. We get the findings, and later we use Crane to get the route application. And we load the image, and signing. Later, we update the manifest, Kubernetes manifest, because we are using Argo CD as GitHub's platform to upgrade the application later in our Kubernetes. The thing here is whole CI/CD cycle, whole platform, and whole tools are hosted in our organization. Any comes from outside. So we have a secure CI/CD, we have a secure platform, and we have a secure application inside our organization, and anybody can screw us. No? Anyway, just us. So let me show you. For example, here is Argo CD. Okay, and you can see here with Argo CD the different results that we deploy. For example, here is the app service, obtain, the service of database, the deployment for application and deployment for database. A posthood jobs to deploy some scripts in the application to execute some script in the application. Okay, the ingress to public or this deployment is Oslo actually. Okay. Going to the funny. See, yeah. Okay. As you can see, actually I migrate the different tools to deploy it in Terraform with help. So you can find here the different YAMLs. For example, this is the ingress for Argo CD or the cert manager with the or different certificates. Even we are using cert manager. It's not in the image, but we are using cert manager to emit our certificate. Yes, with Let's Encrypt, blah blah blah. But all communication with our applications are certificates. Okay, going to HTTPS. Sorry. So here the documentation in English. Okay, we can go into. Okay, everyone that have a laptop, go to opensecdevops.com, please. Anyway, I don't know.
Bigger.
We did that. Thank you.
Yeah, mine too. You both did Spanish. There's a little blank going up at the top, little Chinese symbol with an A on that.
Yeah.
Yeah, what's that? You install the software. Now it's just a question on your system.
That's what. Exactly the same thing. Exactly, DevOps. That's why no source didn't come up. Okay, so if we're on, this is the diagram.
They have these slides.
I guess that's goes.
Yeah.
They do post on Discord, I guess.
So are these developers? And then it's what is this name?
I'm pretty sure it's like the team.
The team, yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
This is GitLab.
Yeah. Now they're going to
Yeah.
security process. Whatever can be automated. We want these to.
What is this?
This is the one that is doing.
So I see Sonar Tree, you actually, design here, this is the Docker compose.
Yeah.
What is it?
Oh,
Oh,
yeah.
what's that? I think I know. This level. And then this is all goes in different versions.
Yes.
And this is what?
Uh,
Did you write the name? How do I know this in every language? Maybe it was names there. Who runs this person text? Java. Oh, he runs that. Right.
The main page that it goes through all these tips that we just.
Yes. I guess.
Yeah, but the translation is. First time it's like in English. And then I was just using the.
Officially, we are the only three ladies in the
Yeah.
It's very good.
I would like it. Yeah, it's like my either not like I don't want to install anything that is not like. That's why. Yeah, it's not one of our puzzles, so I can look at it. Yeah, it's like, oh, I didn't know.
Went up to the page, no?
Oh.
If we go to Victoria.
What do you do? You want to start us or? What's the name? E-R? I don't know something if they want to be a part of it.
Yeah.
Oh, what does it do? Offensive security.
Yeah. They have a product ethics, so managed and then from professional services, which I am the team, so we are doing all sort of security needs from Whatever.
I want to pen test that for my.
I could, if you would be more like, can we have the security products actually?
147, asking
Yeah.
But it's also very I mean, like most of my team members are East Coast.
I did a
I thought at the same time.
and it was the same thing. No, but I asked him, but yeah, like how you
If I'm your time zone, then you manage to do one time zone and then when they need to use it, like someone on the clear really rather than uncertainty and problem.
really, okay.
But what is he doing now? Like, what is he asking?
I guess you're gonna make us do the same thing, like show the tutorial or make us do the entire problem. Yeah.
Yeah.
I guess this is the one that Marco must have met him.
And the IS project, like, that they gave him yeah.
All of a sudden, then when our everybody told to go, the operating system, the operating system,
Like there's some changes there, but it's pretty that they gave the line of 18 or something. Well, there's different Oh, okay.
Excuse me, people.
So you need like your API for that. Similar to Python.
It's better, no? Marco, it's better?
Sorry?
Okay. Let's play. Okay, also in 5 minutes. Yeah, blah blah blah. Introduction. The introduction have the whole image. We're going to improve this.
That's what we do too.
Okay. This is all of this is the documentation. Okay. About Oslo, about the project. The thing that bothers us is well, we're talking about workflow, password lead search, dependency analysis, unit test and integration, static application security testing, Docker file analysis, blah blah blah. Tools. No, sorry, here. Okay, we start with preparation step. Explain about preparation. We click in PHP because actually we have PHP. So here is the explanation, installation of all dependencies, development and production, integration with GitLab, all dependencies, composer. Okay, we start here. This is the preparation step. If you want to try, you can code it. Okay. Or you can copy. Here we have the explanation of the different parameters. Okay. There we see it in our GitLab CI YAML. We have here for composer preparation. This is stage called composer in charge of installation of PHP dependency using composer. If we have production dependencies, the next step is with Node, because we use Node for front end and we use PHP for backend. Okay. And later password leak. For password leak, we use Jigglypuff. Okay. And we have here the step of secret detection. This is the, you can see here, name, image need. You can use the official image, or you can use the or image, Oslo image. Okay. Here's the strategy to clone, when we clone, blah, 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 the depth, blah, blah. Here is the script to execute the Jiggly detection. The output is a report in JSON, and later we parse this JSON into the factorial. We must need for that the factorial script. Okay, it's after script. That use our the factorial findings shell. And nothing more. Okay. Later, the next step here is strong analysis.
So do you only use Cyclone DX?
Hmm?
So it's only has Cyclone DX.
Yes, we are using Cyclone DX
Is that the
for that.
only one?
Hmm?
Is that the only one?
Yes, actually,
Okay.
but we are looking to integrate other things. You are welcome if you want help.
You're welcome to contribute, right?
Yeah, but because it's the idea, the
Yeah.
community participate in this project and make it more stronger, no? So, yeah. It's the idea.
What would you prefer?
Well, no, it's just, I kind of wish they had.
Yeah.
Because these things seem to use with somebody.
Oh, I
Like,
see.
you could find one that you do multiple.
And
Our company is organized with those.
no, but even the most of tools have output with Cyclone DX. It's like a format to.
Okay, so they'll output something similar. Okay, not that hard. to
Yes,
find.
because for example, if you use a dependency scanner, no dependency check, sorry. If you use dependency check output is JSON, Cyclone DX, or there is a third format or something like this. So later when you push it to the deploy or to the dependency track, it depends on the subscription. It's to maintain some standard, you know?
What's the question, the dependency tracker, then, that would be sort of a more universal format, if, the company back, that's all of that stuff, we could have translation. Yeah. Do they, yeah. They do a good job. Only one person. Yeah.
She's like.
Everyone is welcome to try to hold the stuff. No?
Their favorite one, right?
Yeah.
Okay. They can figure it
But we have a lot of time. Yeah.
The idea of the workshop is to
You do that.
create a new
So who else is DevOps? Are you DevOps? Yourself?
No.
Security?
You're security.
Yeah. I was actually hoping to meet DevOps.
I'm not sure what he wants us to do here. I mean, if you have a code base, he's offering a SaaS service. Do we need to get an account set up on this tool or?
Right.
Well, No, it's all open source.
Try to create the different part, create a pipeline or use the documentation to create a pipeline.
So do we need
Not
to,
just copy and paste because it's too fast.
so do we need to sign up at your site or do we deploy this in our environment and then create the?
No, we're going to copy and paste and later I show the deployment.
No, you asked us to do something. So do you want us to create an account in your site?
No, it's not required. You
Then
can,
what do you want us to do now?
yes, you can enter in GitLab, in your GitLab,
Okay.
okay? And create the pipeline in your GitLab.
But how do I integrate into your tool in my GitLab?
Good question. Good question.
No, I thought that's what you were going to cover.
Good question, good question. Oh,
I think we all have GitLab accounts. What do we do next?
okay, the next is trying to create a pipeline with the documentation. Okay?
Using your documents.
Yeah,
But
using my documentation.
um,
I will explain
I think,
later.
okay, no, maybe if you can get us started, that would be good, because we don't know whether to use your hosted Postgre or do we need to run it ourselves in our GitLab?
You're going to run in your, we're
In our
trying to
GitLab?
run in your
Okay.
GitLab, yes.
Got it.
We're trying to
Okay.
run.
Okay.
The goal is that, yes. It's a good question.
And then what's your job? Do you?
Well, I can't log into my company's GitLab. I have to create my own and then bring a hello world application and run a pipeline, I guess, right?
Yes.
Okay,
Oh, so
so a hello world in a pod.
Here is right. Trying to run a Hello World application in your pipeline, okay? But with this structure. Right? Yes?
Yeah, yeah.
Yes or no?
Yes, yes.
So where do you-
That's the idea,
Know an
please.
application? You write
No,
that?
you,
So use.
yeah, you
your
can use
phone.
any application, but first you need, to use a GitLab account. I have my company's GitLab, which I can't use, so
Right.
I have to create my own GitLab first.
I don't have it.
I thought that he would create like sandboxes for all of us.
Oh,
Usually organized.
But it's free though, you can,
it's free?
it's free, but it just takes a little time to set it all up. No testing.
Why do you absolutely need GitLab?
No, because you need something to host the pipeline. So GitLab is what they use.
This tool will give us the entire pipeline code to deploy, and then we deploy that.
No, it gives you a framework. So within GitLab, if you use this, you can do use all open source tools to create your pipeline. But then he also has ultimately he says you need Argo CD. Right. But then the runner is in GitLab. And then, but he also has something about Argo CD. That's way too much to just do a hello world. I don't know whether we can short circuit all of that and just deploy. To start up for color tokens, we do micro segmentation security.
Like Illumio.
Yeah, we are a competitor to Illumio.
So what does non-color tokens do?
More than Illumio?
Yeah,
Well, we do OT, we do Kubernetes, which Illumio doesn't do. So our value prop is we do more than what they do.
Is this cloud or?
We do everything. We do cloud, on-prem, IT, OT, cameras.
Let me understand that cloud. What do we do? Because what do you mean by?
For segmentation?
Yeah.
So we have a host agent, we have a virtual appliance. So depending on your appetite for an agent or not, we can do either. And then on Kubernetes, we use Istio, service mesh to orchestrate policy. So there are the differences between us and Illumio. Like we kind of cover all the bases. Illumio is focused mainly on virtual machine-based segmentation. They have some stuff for Kubernetes, but it's more node level, not API. We don't do the node. We focus more on API security. But the biggest thing is support for OT and IT, or IoT and OT, because there's just so much demand for segregating cameras, scanners, printers, and so we have a solution that they don't. So yeah, so they're our biggest competitor.
What do you do? What do you do for now?
So I'm the field CTO, so I kind of work with our customers and evangelize. Yeah, so I kind of do I do blogs and presentations.
You're a full-time role then?
Yeah. What about you?
I'm a founder.
What company do you run? Invigorate? Okay.
So it is a cloud infrastructure security vendor.
Oh, okay. So what are your competitors? Invigorate. Okay. So are you on top of public cloud infrastructure?
Yes, it's in like an abstraction.
Got it. Okay.
You don't need to go to cloud, console or PLN.
Got it. Okay.
And it will build secure infrastructure.
Got it. Okay. Yeah,
That's why I was very curious what are you doing, because we can do this much faster and easier. We don't need to do all of this.
Yeah, I think that the thing here is it's all open source. So it's for companies that want to bootstrap and not pay a lot of money for various services.
You end up paying, right? And you will pay less to us than you pay. You'll get at least 1% to manage the building at a minimum.
Yeah, the idea is.
It's not really free.
Right,
You hesitate to spend 40,000 on a tool and then you pay 200,000 plus on hiring an engineer.
Yeah, no, the idea here is that it's a framework for your in-house DevOps team. So if you are doing your own platform and framework, then this is a tool that you.
I know.
Yeah, that's, yeah, so it doesn't
But as you
completely.
said, small applications.
I'm going to show you because that I'm going to show you the
Yeah,
structure.
no, for this your workshop, it's an overhead, but I can see my company using it because we use everything open source.
Right.
But we run it in Azure DevOps,
Okay,
so
the
instead of GitLab, we use
structure.
DevOps.
What is the AWS equivalent of Azure DevOps?
There is none as far as I know. I mean, people use Jira, Jenkins. Azure DevOps is a replacement for all.
Actually, we have here.
Because this is coming from Microsoft's
We have
developer,
our
like that Visual
Butterfly.
Studio and all of that. Amazon doesn't have anything.
And
our application is, our application is all of this file, okay? So the structure is simply, you have app inside your PHP, right? And outside you have your GitLab CI. Okay? And later we're working with the Docker file. This is the beginning.
This is your sample app?
Yes.
Okay.
Well, this is also really. So app, inside the app you have a PHP hello world.php. And outside you have the GitLab CI.
Okay.
In this YAML you're going to put the steps.
Okay, how do you get to that? Is it, this is on your GitHub? How do you get to this?
I also yes. Check it.
Okay, let's
Also
see.
was really
Okay, this is in your.
open there.
This is
Documentation, open search the box. Yes, here.
Oh, this one.
APP.
Oh, this one. Got it. Okay.
Oh, it's there?
So this is your sample.
Alright.
Is this Osto or is this your a sample app?
It's also as well.
Oh, this is Osto itself. Okay.
It's all. Yes. This is also.
Okay, so this is this is the console that you are showing.
What's the website?
OpenSetDevOps.com.
You go to their website and then it was in their GitLab. Click on the GitLab link. That's on the
Give me
bottom.
a good idea.
So he's showing you there. So you click on GitLab and.
In GitLab. Okay.
Okay.
GitLab is the app public. Okay. So go to OpenSec DevOps in GitLab and click on app and you can see there the application. But please, fast, no copy and paste. Trying to create a pipeline with the documentation is the goal of the workshop.
Let's see.
So you want us to create the YAML?
Yes, yes.
Okay.
The idea is create a YAML.
Yeah.
Not complicate with
Well,
the application.
But it's like what 500 lines long. So how much do you want to do now? You want us to take a sample and just do a few things? Yeah.
Well, you can start in the documentation. We'll start with the preparation.
Okay.
Okay. Later we working with the different dojo engagement and other steps. If you check the documentation, you can see.
Okay, so like this one. Okay. So do you have integration into like Visual Code where we can just click and then instead of writing all this stuff? Or that's not good. You want volunteers to do that? I mean Visual Code, Visual Studio Code. Right? We should be able to say, I want to create an Osto config. It'll open it up and then right click, say, I want to do a defect dojo.
The next version with the editor, you can.
Yeah, okay, you'll do that. Oh, okay, you're doing your own editor. Okay.
It's the same,
Yeah,
Visual Studio.
Right. Okay.
No, because Visual Studio is open source.
Yeah.
Oh, no, came from
Came
open
from-
source
right,
editor.
Yeah.
So we are using the same
Oh, I
open
see,
source
okay.
editor for editing in web.
Got it.
The
Okay.
order in which he has it, right? So,
Don't worry because in 2 weeks we release.
Oh, you're releasing the new one? Okay.
The new one, yes.
Got it.
hi.
Yes.
Yes, let's take a picture. What is, so this is Git leads, title on the X, what is it?
PHP unit. Because PHP unit. Because yeah, for unit test.
PHP unit? Okay. Okay, that's just, what does a PHP unit? A unit test?
For unit testing in PHP.
Okay, okay.
Some problem. But
Okay, okay, no worries, yeah, and then you tribute. No, Sonar.
Sonar Q.
Okay.
To SAS extend.
So, like, your tool is like providing all the automated, like all the configurations for the YAML files. Like, I can just simply generate rather than searching and then spending most of the time doing it myself. The tool is like.
What's your name?
Antonio.
Antonio. Yeah, you too.
Yeah. Yes, yes, because the idea is, as I say, GitLab is the same. It's gonna give you, here is your YAML.
Yeah.
What I do with my YAML. Oh, well, yeah, read the documentation, fine, but what I want.
Yeah.
Really what I want with this YAML. I want a secure section, you know?
Yeah.
So, okay, Antonio, Rafa, bring you a secure CI/CD. Actually, just with GitLab, but in the future, the idea is to integrate with other. Yes, I'm working for, I'm in the CI/CD side.
Yeah.
So I'm working actually trying to create the different pipelines for different platforms.
So you do one for Azure DevOps as well?
Yes.
Okay.
I will release the next month. I will release for GitHub and Azure DevOps.
So GitHub is GitHub Action. The CI/CD for GitHub is GitHub Action.
Yeah. We use Azure DevOps.
But Azure DevOps is like GitLab.
It's both. You can also, it's a repository as well as CI/CD.
Oh, that's like GitLab.
Yeah, like GitLab.
I think AWS has AWS Build, AWS Code Build,
Yeah, Jenkins is probably it's one of the oldest.
and Circle.
Like you should have developed one for Jenkins.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, it's old, kind of old.
I was just going to ask, how do you like Circle CI? I don't know this any better or worse than the other ones. I mean, my problem with them is specific to our and problems I have. That's fine for people who don't accomplish requirements. Maybe build on specific efforts. Configurations. You're doing. Takes away a lot of the things. If you want more control of your environment, then you have to you have to do it. But if you have actions that make so I heard you are with Intuitive Surgical. Yeah, you got. Using you got. Like, now even more confused with it. They're building. However, we like almost double. I'm sure we started to come down. You know, when I had come to Intuitive Surgical software. This was when that were in Palo Alto, back in year 2001. Oh, wow. It was a small office, but we were given the tour of the robot. I still have it set up software. What do you do for them? I do build and release. Yeah. On is your on-prem or? Yes. Well, I did both. But each project has their own team and their own developers. So if I said that I've been trying to push to get us to use it. But it's interesting as opposed to like So we have GitLab, we have GitLab on-prem, we have GitLab workflow, we have the subversion. I mean, those are the ones that, oh my God, those are the ones I know about. Someone told me Red Bird was the one spare. The one that's supposed to sound like, and everyone has their own data. Yeah, some people have, and then, like, for me, I'm using, like, I have my own data server, and I'm set, they're using GitHub Actions and the other sources. Oh my goodness. So it's like, just even that, I can't get them started. And we're also using those gifts. So it's like, when I look at something, I try to find what we're already using, I'm like, let's just do that. It may not be best, let's just do this. I want to bring in multiple. It's really. So, what is doing this good part of it?
No, this is the explained.
Right, so which thing is doing the echelon? Oh, Cyclone DX is the dependency analysis. Basically, it's the SCA, software component analysis. Okay. It's just doing it as well, or it is doing? The SCA or just depends on how you use it.
Yeah, I
SCA and if you have one, you better have the other one. It's just like, yeah, it's the same for something else. I'm using a couple of things. Oh, but that's true again, it's open source. Right. Sonar Cube doesn't do SCA. Sonar Cube no, but it was saying for what they're using. They're using same thing's true. So we'll pick it up. All right, can we, so unit testing and integration. PHP. That's because we asked them. We can find over there like this for JavaScript. Yeah. No here, my group doesn't. So there's a group that's trying to take over.
Yeah.
The group is taking over. So you can use similar and then we go to that. Okay, so unit testing, then Kubernetes, that's right? That's the SAS is saying, and then. Yeah, what is it called? HABULIND. So that's not in the picture, is it?
He doesn't picture of the two, he just.
Not in the picture of that. Okay. All right.
Then, by the way, there's some data. And it goes as per.
Because then he doesn't have. Okay. And so, for container construction, what does that even mean? Anyone know? He said just doing that. Yeah, why would you need a separate tool for the environment? It's two words. I'm guessing it makes it easier.
I think it's what decides which voice you want to work with. I'm trying to, because I used to work with it. So we need to choose the containers, to choose which voice you want to work with, and then I think that's why you have multiple containers in one.
But I think everything happens security, so I think there's some. You're saying security, secure, but trying to tweak that for me.
Right, yeah, and he mentioned also this shell.
Well, that, yeah, that was my, what he was saying about, was he needed a illustration. Like, he grabbed an official image of that, like, you know, had the version of the SSH that counts. Vulnerability. That's my ingredient to your orchestration. What was the use that you were talking about, the container office, the construction, like instead of Docker, what was the use case for that? Why would I?
Oh, no, it's not the use case. I'm just saying that this image is something else from it.
Right, but I think it's might be a point different with this, and very.
Yeah, it's
Being
like-
honest. And that's what it will be. But you haven't got it done. Yeah. Anyway, we'll figure that out. I'll figure that out. And we'll be able to- Okay, Chronicle, and then? I just like to get to the point, like, what is the use case? What are we doing? You know, I'm sure you have.
Container security.
Ready for container, ready to scan, container availability. Things that they don't find about. You can sign. I'm sure. I'm serious, it's like, the signing is just signing it. That's exactly what this thing here.
So
You hope.
Right, yeah.
Connectivity.
that's why.
Sorry?
What's your name?
Sorry,
What's your name?
thank you.
I'm Yogi.
Nice to meet you.
Yeah.
Oh, wait, no, what did it
Are
say?
you actually doing it? Are you doing the experiment?
No, I just set up my GitLab because I can't use my workload one. So now the thing is, if you follow his documentation, you don't get this file. I don't know what.
Like, you know.
So the file that he has, right, has something like, it starts with stage, but I don't know where he refers to that in the documentation. Did you find it? So in his repository, you can see the, let's see, the config CI there. You, yeah, the GitLab CI.yaml. You see this file? It starts with stage. In the documentation, I don't see where he talked about this.
Listing what he's doing.
Yeah. All those pages are the ones that come with, he just went through them one by one, right? See, he's designing that. I thought. It's a summary of the talk, but that's a good question. It's a summary of the talk, and then each one, then we go to the main talk.
Okay, but there's a secret detection. Where is that here? Down here. Oh, okay, state. Yeah, I see the stage there. Okay.
Summary of the talk, I like that, very well organized. You also creating one for yourself?
I'm seeing
Hmm. GitLab uses the term stages. Jenkins doesn't use the term job. Jenkins says job and GitLab is stages. Yeah.
Pipeline's the top level, right? And that has jobs.
That is right.
Yeah,
Well, I mean, we can do three jobs.
right.
Correct. Yes. Yeah. I used to do work by but it was open source, everyone.
No, ando en otro hoja, papi. Ahí tienes en la tabla, segunda actividad, bueno, hazla en otro hoja.
So now it's being done, right? So I'm here to see how it's being done. What's your name?
Entonces, el runner ha cogido el automático.
Pero va a fallar porque algunos juegos van a fallar y yo no sé.
I'm still trying to figure out what he wants us to do here.
Read the pipeline. That's what you want.
No, but you have to create a pipeline for some software you want to build, right? So yeah. I mean, I can copy paste stuff from here to there, but that's serving no purpose.
No copy paste.
Then I'm just typing.
You type that instead of cutting and paste.
Yeah, then you will learn.
I'm so glad there's no grading on this.
We have so many. I was to say.
Oh, yeah.
I was to say.
I guess at least I can put 3 hours to my CISSP.
Oh, we're already connected.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, that's why we see each
Yeah.
other.
I haven't even built anything yet. I just got myself a new GitLab account, so yeah. Yeah, I mean, so for GitLab, they're using the same nomenclature, but you know, he should give us some sample application and then say, now build a harness for this and run it, right? I mean, they're
Yeah, bring us your own.
yeah, right. No,
No, it doesn't make much, you know.
yeah, I know.
Which I did, I was just looking.
I mean,
at,
some
like,
of the other workshops we've done there, yeah. I honestly, the description was completely different. The way I read it was, I thought he was going to talk about Kubernetes security. So the reason I came here was because we do Kubernetes security. I thought I'd brainstorm with people. So it was like, I'm tempted to go home.
This is DevSecOps.
One more minute and I'll have 2 hours for my CISSP. So I can honestly sign out and end this.
Oh, you already. No.
Okay, I think I'm going to call him and make sure I'm on the right one. But actually, what you said, I want to make sure that he's saying that I'm just not typing stuff from one page to another. What is the point? I could copy paste and get it on faster. If I had Copilot, I would just right click and it just clears. I don't know.
This is definitely not Kubernetes.
It's not. But see, I thought the description was.
Yeah.
Exactly. So my idea was I thought he would have a sample container app and say, here now we are going to do SAST, DAST, and runtime, right?
So that's what he's doing.
No, there's no Kubernetes app here that we can run it without anything and then show us the process.
And then run.
Run the pipeline.
Yeah, it's like, so, when you get,
You have to have a vulnerable app. That's
Exactly.
yeah, right, yeah, exactly, and you'll see the difference with,
Yeah.
how this is affecting security.
Yes.
Okay, no, so just so I understand, so I have my own GitLab account now, brand new project. I wiped out the config CI that it came with before. So our purpose here is to write some Python code like a hello world.
No,
and then,
PHP.
okay, PHP. So I have to write some PHP code and then I have to create the stage. So just one question here. So if I go to your documentation, and then I'm doing GitLab. So okay, so here, right? So I basically start with this, correct? Right? So I have to put this thing in here. Now, what are these node modules here? I'm writing a PHP app. Do I have to have both front-end Node.js and back-end PHP? No.
No, not necessarily. No, because no need to that because obviously our documentation is focused on Oslo. So Oslo have Node for front and PHP for back. No?
Right. So if I don't have that, let's say I'm just doing a very simple PHP with hello world in it. What is the minimum that I need here? I don't need this npm patch. I don't need
Node reference.
I don't need any of these things, right?
No, literally for PHP. No, just vendor. No, well, vendor just because we use Laravel framework and Octane, and this needs vendor.
Okay, so that needs that. Okay, but if for the purpose of an example, I will not need it. So then, what is in this dependency cache here? There is nothing that I need to put in here, right?
No. It's doing directory generally used in PHP project.
For third party, yeah,
third
that's
party.
fine. Yeah, so
I compose, for example.
Now this one again. Now, if I don't have node module,
No,
then I don't need.
you don't.
Now I'll need this because this is where you're generating the compiled files. Or any static resource. I don't have that either. So
You can omit.
I can omit this one pretty much, right? So then I would come here and then I would go to the
You can go to composer. For example, I don't install any dependency of PHP. I don't need composer.
Right, okay. So I may not need a composer. Okay. So then I will come here. This is the
You can omit because it's composer for production. Okay.
So for PHP, what
you can jump to password.
Okay. Oh.
Yes, because actually this preparation step is execute composer to install the dependency before scanning the application.
Now that URL that was there, the hardware.opensec.devops, what is when was that?
Application that is ready.
Yeah, so are you making this available for everybody or this is?
Yes.
So this URL is going to be available for everyone.
Yes, it's open. Yes. This is a public image.
Okay. Now, wouldn't you want me to run that through a scanner to check that nobody has tampered this? where's the signature of the signature of this thing? How do I trust this? No, seriously, right? If I have to put this in code, I will need a SHA-256 of that image. Do you guys publish that somewhere? Oh, that's actually oh
Yeah.
Okay, good.
But it's a good question.
Okay.
How I trust in this image, right?
No, so you are not only an open source project, you are also offering this as a SaaS service effectively, right? Okay.
You're offering this as a SaaS service?
Yeah, because see, the URL
Yes,
Harvard or
we're trying
they are
to-
offering that as a hosted service. I'm not
Oh, okay.
getting the image and keeping it with me. I'm going online to get it. So,
And how are you charging? Harbor, HARBOUR?
yeah, .opensecdevops.com.
Yes, that's already. Well, we need to make a schema of price, but we're trying to offer a SaaS. Is one of idea, but
if you want
the
to
idea is offering SaaS as premium because we want to stay in open source. No?
Okay, but can I grab that image and put it in my own registry? Okay, how do I get that?
Docker pool.
Oh, okay, understood, got it. Okay, so I just do a
Docker pool.
Docker push. Okay, got it. Okay. Okay, so it is starting to make sense, but yeah, I was just confused in the beginning about what the.
No.
Okay, now for PHP, a lot of the stuff goes away. You don't need all this composer and all that. So it can be a very simple page.
Well, wait, one second. Composer, that's not the Docker image, no?
No, he had some other stuff before for, let's see, what was that again? Some production dependencies. So this is for checking third party. Now, if you're writing a hello world PHP, you don't need that stuff. There's no dependencies. Your whole application is one line pretty much. So if you want to run through this example, you can skip a lot of these things. Well, it's no, I mean, if you wanted to do this at home with a bigger project, then it would make sense. Like maybe you write a application that uses log4shell as a good example, right? Then you can do it. But to do this in a workshop, that takes a lot more time. I'm just trying to get away with writing a single line of PHP. So for that, I don't need. He said you half of the stuff you don't need. No, think startup, right? You don't have a lot of money. You want to do it secure software. Right. Yeah. Right. I mean, so we use Azure DevOps mainly because we also, like you were saying, we had Bitbucket. I mean, we tried them all. We had Jira, Bitbucket. Yeah, and then again, so everybody came in with their own favorite tool, and then so now we just said we'll throw everything out the window and go Azure DevOps. Also, it gives nice integration into SharePoint. We are an Office 365 shop, so it made perfect sense to go with that DevOps. Yeah, I mean, we are a full 100% Azure shop for development. So our Office is 65 plus, right? So we have automatic single sign-on into Azure DevOps, and then anybody in the company can actually push tickets. Because previously they'd have to get a Jira account, and then we need to sign that into SSO. Now everything is automatic. But they don't have like things like SonarQube and all that. They don't provide stuff like that, right? So you have to. We use paid SonarQube. We already paid for it. Oh, no, like you were saying, in the US, all the companies have worked out. We've always gone with the paid version because the free version, like even for some, when I was at Samsung, we found that the free version was not giving you enough of this thing, string leak. They claim that the free version does, but we found that the paid version gives you a lot more. It does more runtime checks, or not runtime checks, but static checks of runtime problems. Verilcode is relatively newer. I mean, I've used SonarQube, I've used Black Duck, we also had to use Black Duck for IP because people copy paste.
Oh, there are so many.
Not heard of that. I moved out of DevOps a while back.
What do you do before Color?
No, I was doing software development, but then I moved into security about 10 years ago. So with Android security, AC Linux and things like that. So my DevOps days are long gone, but I still do a lot of coding for evangelism. I create malware to show lateral movement and things like that. Right? So I still do a lot of coding, but I don't do hardcore DevOps stuff anymore.
So when you say software development, you like software.
Yeah, product development.
Product
Yeah.
development.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Then you get moved to DevOps and then to security.
No. I mean, when I was doing product development, I was working a lot more with DevOps guys, right? Because I would contribute the code and then it would go into CI/CD. But after I moved out of that role, I do software development pretty much just to create mockups, prototypes, and things like that. So I use Azure DevOps, but to me it's just version control. I mean, I don't. It's not something I really. I use GitHub personally. I have a shitload of stuff on GitHub, but that's just my own. Yeah. In the company, it's Azure DevOps.
I just bought it.
Oh, okay. Yeah, but I mean, just if you look at what developers think of GitHub, it's just for code repository.
Correct. It has a GitHub advanced security.
Okay, that's a paid service, I guess.
Paid service. It is expensive, but it is
Okay. Yeah. Yeah, secret scanning, I know they've been doing it for a while. I didn't know they do SaaS and that. Yeah, it must be a paid service. Yeah.
So it is free for public repos. You should use. It is anyone who's public. Yeah.
No, but how do you activate that? You need to.
You need to buy. We just bought.
No, if you said if it's a public repo, it's free. So I have a lot of public repos. So how do I activate? I can just activate.
Yeah, go to settings.
Okay.
As far as I know, it is.
Okay, let me check.
I may be wrong. Advanced security. Yeah, these three things. So, secret scanning, code scanning, which is like SonarQube, and this thing, open source scanning, which is like yeah, it is all in advanced security. It is, yeah, it's almost like $300 even after discounting for users for the year. Yeah, not bad. Exactly. And then how many different tools will you use? So I was like, okay, so many tools. So I separate for each one. Right, and then you need to something like this to string it up, right? Each user. There's every person. And then you have GitHub Actions, right? So once it passes all the gates, you can say GitHub Actions to deploy. So do you really need like on this? Right.
Yeah, and more for builds, right? Yeah.
So GitHub Actions is fine if you're okay with their builders.
But so if you want to compile, then you'd have to use GitHub. You'd have to get a runner as well, right? Oh no, does Actions come with? I thought Actions was more mainly hooks.
No, it has runner.
It has a runner also,
Yes,
or you pay for, and it's included in the price.
Yes, it's included. You pay for Actions. It has runners, and the runners will do.
Yeah, but the runners, I think it's like a VM cost, right?
No. No,
No, the journey is not a.
no, I know I pay.
So how, no, do you pay by the hour or by the second, by the minute?
Well, the runners will use the gears.
Right, no, I assume that, right?
Right,
If
but
you
the runners.
But then what is it doing then? If I'm using my own compile environment, then I could just use Jenkins, right? Because Jenkins will use my own compiler. Oh, I see. Okay. And how does GitHub come into the on-prem? How does it push?
I don't know.
Oh, that I don't.
Because I have never been able to get our security screeners or anything. So.
Yeah, no, or you'll have to have something of GitHub running on-prem, which connects back and then gets a job from. No, because you think, see, if your code is in GitHub, then if you're compiling on-prem, then all that code has to be pulled, compiled, and then you send the objects back. Or, I mean, if you're using Artifactory, that was another thing. We were using Artifactory to store the artifacts. So with GitHub, we went to Azure DevOps and put the whole thing there. But then the thing is, nothing comes on-prem, right? Everything's done in the cloud. So you're not moving a lot of data. So with GitHub runners, I'm curious if you have to pull the code to on-prem, compile, and then. No, you just said that the compilation is done on-prem. So how is it on cloud?
We don't have any on-prem. We're doing it on.
So that means you're using GitHub runners in the cloud. But I think even there, GitHub Actions calls runners in their environment and it spins up VMs. So the reason I was asking was, I thought that if you pay by the hour.
Right, but that's not the runners. The instance.
No, yeah, you don't. I mean, they do it for you. So, right. In that case, it's not.
I have to ask my engineering team on the details that you were asking.
Yeah,
But I
no,
know we do.
Yeah, because I had read somewhere that I think this was the reason. This was one of the things for Azure DevOps. They said they were paying you literally for compile time, and maybe this was a sales pitch, but they were saying that with GitHub. When your job is ready to be compiled, they would spin up VMs to compile. And if your job was done in half an hour, you would still pay for the hour for the VM. Whereas with Azure, you're paying literally for the second. If you're compiled to like, No, but GitHub Actions was there way before, right? No, but that's only now, right? It was.
No, but-
How many years has it been?
So I think the answer.
Maybe 2 years?
No, it's been 2 years. But the answer to your question is, I also, if you have GitHub Enterprise license, then a lot of our number of hours are included. That's how
Okay,
the
that may be.
included I license.
Got it, okay.
So if it, if you stay within the number of hours, you
Okay.
get.
No, the question is how they allocate the hours, right? Like, is it so many hours of compile time, or is it so many seconds, or like laptops? The laptop case literally.
Because of you now, I'm looking.
Yeah, again, it could be a sales thing for us for the Azure team. Not for lambdas, but for VMs, I mean, for VMs, it's basically when you finish the terminate the VM, it goes away. Yeah. How long it? Yeah.
I have to now look at it. What are the interesting? I'm not seeing an extra bill, but in that point, I'm like, okay.
Well, but the pricing for these things is always crazy, and you have third-party companies that will do a lump sum billing of a multiple SaaS services, you can save a bundle there also. Somehow they get better discounts, especially if you're a small company. They gave us better discounts on Azure than Microsoft. So you figure.
Services like that, that's right.
So what they'll do is they'll bundle, yeah. So they will take your Azure, your Salesforce and something else and give you a consolidated bill, which is at a nice discount.
Correct.
And then we also started doing spot instances.
Yes.
We just tried it out on a temporary basis. I don't know who we actually picked. And we actually got rid of it for some reason. Our CFO was not too happy with the company. Not the thing, it was just, he said, look, there are some hidden dangers with this thing, and he said, let's not do it. So like, okay. I don't know what it was.
How big is Color Token?
We're about 300 people. We were around there.
We are aside.
Good. The sound doing very well. You made money.
I don't know how to compare it.
I guess one's working in NVIDIA field.
Media.
Like this.
How long are you working in that?
Yes.
Oh, okay. How do I spell your name?
In
What does it mean? Okay.
by
What was this last time?
Yeah.
This 1 year, not 1 year. So JUA
Okay.
and I
Okay, I got it. Yeah, AKA Spectre.
Came out Noah Apple Bound. I said Noah Apple. Which one is you?
yeah, so I'm still
Yes.
like
I lost it. Noah, yes.
yeah.
Did you, you can tell me, but you, but the movement, I don't know. But you know, when I choose you, I have nothing. Sorry? Yeah. Yeah. But that, but, yeah, of course.
I don't know why. Yeah, I mean.
No, that.
No, I know, like people who don't play, they are not.
Preconceived.
Yeah. Yeah, like if they think
It's a good thing that everyone's gone. Well, diversity is always good. Yeah.
like that's
Very many.
part of like the teaching. Went as like by
Yes. Yeah.
Like I was try the entire thing. So I'm going to this is just shooting a pipe and nothing. Like in last one message you're only contributing.
Yeah, somebody else is doing that. Yeah, right, yeah.
My aim is like, I need to know from end to end. Like, what do you recommend? Like, just build an application first.
Well, so for this one, I'm gonna ask him if this will work. What I'm thinking of doing is just use one page, secret detection, and then create a simple PHP, one-line PHP, right, with the, what is that, the info. But then below that, put A equals, and or just say something like secret equals. So and then see what happens, right? It should run through it and say, okay, you have something that looks like a secret. This will not deploy anything. It'll just, I want to see that the pipeline works. Then you can add something else. Like you can say, okay, let's take this PHP and put it into a container. So then it'll run a Docker. It uses Kenico to do a Docker build. So you can see that.
Application in PHP or Python class, complete application. And then I deploy and I run this, all this. Yes, GitLab right now.
Yeah. Now, if you use Python, okay, Python has native logging, but if you want to test out the third-party thing, you can include log4j and try to include an older one. You can still get the old ones from way back. Put that in there, and then you have to put that code into the /vendor. That's what he was talking about. You put the libraries there, and then you can run the what was the thing he's using for SBOM? Cyclone. So yeah. So create a dummy, I mean a GitLab account and. Yeah. No, see, that's what he should have told us is come to the class with an application written on GitLab. Yeah, bring your app and then you can create the pipe. It'll come with its own GitLab. I'm the same.
Here's a question. Where is the infrastructure? I will be also assuming that is the other thing is assuming. The infra is already built, right? It's not it's already built. You have to build a Kubernetes.
No. So for the build, it's in GitLab. No, the deployment, you'll have to deploy to like
You can only deploy, but if your infra is ready.
Actually, that's interesting. So let's go look at his documentation and see where does he deploy. Oh, he uses Argo CD. So within Argo CD, you will now say where to deploy, right? So if you look, he may have an example of that.
That one we haven't even seen, right? We're just looking at access.
Okay, so if you look at deployment.
Which part?
The last one. Under CD deployment. Well, I was hoping to see something on Argo CD.
Oh, this is just CI. That's right.
This is just building. This is building. Deployment. I don't know if that documentation is there yet.
Hey, how are you? Yeah. It is different. You like it? He last time he won that thing, right? The CPM. Yeah. Were you there? Huh? You got maybe you can do one interesting thing. That I will need to do.
I'll take some gas things.
I got that.
So infrastructure.
Uh-huh.
Right? CD, like deploying the infrastructure, like the cluster, the VPC, the network, subnet cluster?
Not yet.
Not yet.
I'm working on that. I just got Terraform and Helm for the tools, but not for the computing.
Okay.
Not yet.
Which tools? you're using now? Is it in CD?
Yes, Harbor. I can show you.
Yeah.
The Defectorio, Harbor.
Oh, okay.
Argo CD, Ser Manager, Dependency Track. The deep library, obviously. And Sonar. And Sonar, well, in the future, I'm implementing Baul too as infrastructure.
Okay. Is that, where is that? Is it in, that's not in the GitLab CIM or no?
In the documentation, yes. In the documentation. Infrastructure.
Ah.
There is documented Kubernetes. GitLab, we're talking about the runners of GitLab. Huh?
There are another names.
Well, yeah, the final slides.
So that YAML is not.
Thanks for us.
Yeah, yeah. Okay, so let's look at the next. What all is this? What all is here?
Okay, the explanation that what we did though is because using actual tools, for example, GitLab or GitHub, are too expensive. So, and we want to minimize the cost and minimize the risk, to interact with outside organization. And we are thinking in a small and medium business, because small and medium business not got too much money to pay for this quantity of money. Although is this 200 euros per month using in the infrastructure, and you can support 20 developers working in this infrastructure. We're trying, our roadmap is extend the infrastructure, okay, integrating new tools like Baul and other tools. The package editor. The package editor is the online editor to work for package. You see the develop to deploy Terraform with Terraform in the different application, okay? And we want to integrate Llama2 in the CI/CD because we think that using the AI. Yes, here is AI. For me, it's the AI to make some requests or bring you some ideas how to fix code will be awesome. So here is the future.
Are you talking about a Copilot type of thing, or is something?
No, we want to integrate Java because Java 2 is open source, but Copilot no.
Yeah, no, I mean the assistant type of thing.
Java 2 will be your assistant, like Copilot.
That's
Yes.
the idea. Oh, okay.
But focus on security.
Yes, yes.
Copilot gives you some topics, some information, but no focus on security.
Yes.
We want to integrate Llama 2 and focus on security. This will be the next release in 2 weeks, okay? So you can see here new tools, for example, Baul, to create certificates okay, or manage secrets. We have here Hiberno to manage policies for Kubernetes to avoid deploying. We want to avoid deploy in our Kubernetes any container that is not signed, okay? And integrate Twiby inside our Kubernetes as operator to scanning all deployments. Okay, Twiby act as a scanner in, we can say in runtime, no? And scanning our pod when we deploy it. We're going to work in monitoring with Prometheus and Grafana, okay, to check how is our cluster and our infrastructure, Git chip, or no, I don't remember, Git chip, glitch chip, or I don't remember how to glitch chip to report the issues. Is a issue reporter and file. You can see now Argo CD here because it's implemented. Well, nothing more. Here is the image of the actually this, and this is the editor, okay, for the next release, and you can edit online your package. Oh, come on. We can continue.
So is this picture, the new picture there on the website?
Yes. No, we're going to update into which.
Okay.
The new picture.
And the new, you will have a new YAML file?
Yes. Yes, because in this YAML file we will have a bowl integration with the secret management, the creation of certificates for the application, integration of with Kubernetes policies and all of this.
Yeah. Oh. You have no batteries?
Okay, so since this is my own GitLab account, it's weird that it's a SaaS service and it says it's running an older version, so I can't use the runner. Well, so when I try to create a runner, it says you're using 15.9, you need to upgrade to 16. But I'm using GitLab SaaS. I would think that would be on the latest version, right? Unless I'm missing something here.
I think there's some, what is that? No, GitLab.
GitLab.
It's saying yourself.
Yeah,
For itself.
I'm using, this is the GitLab SaaS. And when I try to configure a runner so that I can do the build, it's saying this configuration needs a newer version. Normally, the SaaS version is always the latest one, right?
Try to deploy an application.
No, I wrote a PHP thing where I'm printing an MD5 inside the code. So I would think it would flag it as it's having a secret, right? But in order to build this pipeline, I need to have runners.
Alright, what does Harvard do?
I think it's a registry. So he created one in their domain.
Okay, so you ran all of this that GitLab CI YAML. It creates these containers which are not secure, and then he's pushing it to Harvard.
No. The Harbor is just, he's hosting some containers that do scanning. That's in-house. And if you want to do full on-prem, you can do a git pull of that and then push it to your own registry. Because many places you won't be allowed to go out to get code, right? So he said you can always do a pull and put it in your own registry. Yeah, but so what he's doing is in his config CI, he's pointing to a container in that registry. I think that is the admin interface probably. So you can just go directly and pull a container image, and then the SHA is in the URL.
Harbor is another open source container. Why would I not just put it in GitHub?
Maybe it's cheaper.
If you.
Oh, no. I think it's
public
possible.
anyway,
No.
just put it on GitHub.
No, you mean Docker Hub.
Yeah,
He could,
if
yeah.
it's public anyway, right?
Yeah, but I think, I don't know why he's not.
Providing some services that.
Okay, the Docker Hub is like the poisoned well. I mean, you have all kinds of garbage there. So,
There's security, just storing, signing and scanning container.
Okay.
That's
right.
That's right.
It does, but the problem with Docker Hub is there's just so many images out there that are all loaded with Trojans and malware and all kinds of.
How long will it take for Harbor to do that? It will be the
No,
same.
I think Harbor is.
Anything open source, you do that.
No, the difference is that it's not a hosting environment, right? It's just a tool. So he is now they are hosting it on their own in their domain. So he's got Harbor running in his domain.
I see.
Yeah. Unlike Docker Hub is public, right?
Public,
Anybody
okay, I see
anybody
what
can push images and
Private registry.
yeah, this is a private
This
registry,
is
exactly.
you download, you create your own registry.
You can
With
create your
Harbor.
own, or you can use his. He said he is offering it right now for until they figure out a way to charge people.
That's the Harbor.
Yeah. So see, his company is paying, or he and his buddy are paying for the hosting. Right?
In the container registry. You host your own.
I mean, like when we go to Docker Hub, the only thing we go is we get like the official images like from Ubuntu or Alpine. You'll find hundreds of images like Apache is already there, MySQL. Those are just they'll probably have their own crypto miners in the container. Yeah, or in the public cloud you can use Amazon VCR. Azure has its container registry as well. Yeah. So that was another thing with Azure DevOps. So it has a container registry as well. So for many companies, if you're already an Office 365 shop, it makes sense to go with Azure DevOps. You mean just to pull the email? You can make it public or private. So if it's private, then there's a you use a certificate to. Yeah. You can do cert, or you can also do the usual access key and API key and thing. So you can do it either way.
So let's keep going. Simple part. Because your battery will also. So CD is directly defined here. So it assumes that you have Kubernetes clusters already, right? Yeah. Algo CD is not doing the cluster provision. Right? So you still within the CI/CD, you have the cluster. On your phone, right? Is this Argo CD is used for deploying the application or containers on the
cluster.
on the
You may be able to create. The Kubernetes guys created a cluster API, so you can actually also use an API to create a cluster. So that's, I mean, it's not new, it's about 2 years old. So maybe Argo CD can also create a cluster for you. So for that, you need, you just need a very bare minimum service running, which will create the cluster within.
Yeah, it's called a mini Kubernetes.
No, that is, yeah, you can, no, that's like Kubernetes in a box, but the cluster API will let you actually create clusters. So it's also, it's a Kubernetes application that you deploy, and then it has new APIs, you can create your own cluster. And then you can, you give it the bare metal configuration and it'll create the
So
cluster.
you don't need Terraform.
Actually, even with Terraform also uses the same API. So Argo CD also in theory could use that. I personally don't know much about Argo CD, like I think I've seen it more for deploying apps on the clusters, but you can probably also provision a cluster using Argo CD. I don't know what he's got in this thing.
You're talking about on-premise, and I'm thinking.
No, even in the cloud, if you're not using managed, yeah, you could use managed obviously, but if actually that's a good question. I don't know whether the managed Kubernetes.
So EKS and AWS.
Yeah, no problem.
Yeah.
Example on AKS. They have their own AKS have their own API. So you can use Terraform and
Right, yeah, to create the cluster.
to create the cluster, and then you use this
To push your app.
to
Yeah,
push your app
yeah.
on the right. Am I?
Yeah. But they also, so they have this cluster API to create your own, maybe it's more for on-premise, I guess. It's called the cluster API. For about 2 years ago, let me see if I can.
That I thought that cluster API is for interacting with the cluster.
It's also for creation as well. Yeah, in the public cloud, like, I mean, they'll have their own APIs, but this is a common API. If anybody supports a cluster API, actually, ideally, these cloud providers should also support it. So you can have your own Terraform cluster, thing. And the advantage is you don't have to have different ways of doing it with different clouds, right? Because you can use the AWS API, but then it'll be different from Azure API. If you use the cluster API, it's a common port. Any cloud will accept that API.
Then you need to, something maybe Istio or something. Because cluster creation is something all the component creation is not easy.
No, that's what it does. Yeah, so that's what this thing does, right? So today you can go push button and say create a cluster for me on AKS, or you can use the cluster API and say create a cluster with this many worker nodes and this many master nodes. And to your point, AWS and Azure had the APIs, but cluster API is now a CNCF API, so it's common. So with the same code, I can say, okay, create me a cluster in Azure and one in AWS. It'll be the exact same code. I'll just be pointing it to two different URLs instead of using two different APIs.
Right, but then it won't be an EKS cluster.
It will be an EKS cluster.
It will be an EKS cluster.
So on Amazon, it'll be EKS, and then on Azure, it'll be AKS behind the scene. But I'm giving you a command. Yeah, the API is just saying create a cluster. That's it.
Not the EKS.
No. So that's the advantage of using the CNCF cluster or the Kubernetes cluster API. Oh yeah, no, they won't. Yeah, they won't. Yeah.
Right, they have EKS has its EKS API.
Right.
Correct, and then there is EKS Cuttle. Right.
No, Cuttle is the same anywhere. Kubectl is the same.
But there is EKS Cuttle also now with AWS.
But probably for managing the cluster. Right, not, I mean, other commands are all common. It's for managing the cluster. Yeah. But now with the cluster API, you can actually use a common, I guess, a common client to do it on any platform.
Like Terraform, for example.
Yes, so you can, so the advantage is you don't have to change, you don't have to say, okay, use the AWS provider for one and Azure provider for the other. So these guys may be using.
Okay, great.
I'll have to tell this guy that I may need.
What
When he got here.
You too.
Yeah.
Is this your first meeting here?
second meeting.
Oh,
First meeting I looked, yeah, so. Yeah, that's me. Is that one? Yes. They are not. They doesn't.
I guess.
Which company is it?
Based on locations, if you are in Bay Area, commercial minds, because you also have, must have like Honeywell.
It's very, very good meeting you guys. I like to talk this kind of.
I hope this was just a little bit more structured.
He can't. He has email, so he has to send it to you. Even I couldn't.
You should open it, because you must have closed it in the settings, you must have.
Yeah, that's the reason for that is because I mean nothing against you guys here. I mean I would have definitely connected, but recruiters would be randomly suddenly I'll just see a connection. I'm like, okay, this is insane. So I hated it.
I have like 700, yeah, I have 700 LinkedIn invites which are. I do that, yeah. Extraordinary. I was on meet, I don't know.
What's your last name?
It's not bad, right? It's really contact me. What the devil?
Not those kind of recruiters. Ones who are like, they will make me join something with their agents.
Yeah, I'm seeing a bunch of other ones actually.
See?
The first one that showed up was an app security guy.
That's amazing.
Oh, that is you? Okay, the picture looks very different. Okay, then he.
Okay.
See, I see PlayStation
I haven't
internship.
seen your.
Yeah.
I haven't seen any request. Oh, there it is, got it.
No, but so you don't have your current job on.
No, not yet. I joined like a week ago.
Oh,
That's it.
okay, no worries.
Where is it? Where is it? You did your master's here?
Yeah, in Pittsburgh.
Okay.
Then I was here for the company.
In Carnegie Mellon? All right, master. And where did you do your bachelor's?
Delhi University.
Jahid.
Yeah. I mean, no, so this is how I say about my undergraduate. So they are the second best in Asia. Or business. That's how they did for second best in Asia for business. Yeah, so like I guess now Delhi University has that stuff where they have an entrance exam for everything. But oh yeah, I would have. Yeah, I was fortunate. I mean, my batchmate. Yeah, and then Anshu, I met him in the Indian. I guess he doesn't answer. Now he can answer something. Yeah, now he can answer. And then I can tell you, yeah, he's a student as well. He's a faculty. Yeah, I met him in one of the OLAPs where he's in Okay. Yeah, I met him in one of
These are all on that laptop.
yeah, this is also. Oh yeah, I contacted up for that's how yeah, I met with people in there was a Bay Area cyber meetup. You were there or not? Yeah, so he contacted us like if you want to just volunteer. No, we were there for that part of it. So yeah, I guess met someone there from college.
You wanted to do this asset and.
Yeah, being technical. It was more on the side of being pre-sales. So like subject matter experts, but
You want to remain.
Yeah, for, that is way far away from me, being the management.
Oh, that's good.
Otherwise, I have seen that stuff where if I'm not taking enough, then, and if I enter that management part early, then I won't be able to.
Absolutely. Initial days should always be your focus step. Get strong in that and then. Good choice.
Okay, thank you. Nice meeting you.
Nice meeting you. I'm just running this pipeline. Let's see what happens.
Oh,
Yeah, so we'll see. No, like I said, just one line, it said failed. I don't know why.
yeah.
It said failed. I want to see.
So where were you before this, Raju? No, when.
I was with Samsung for many years and then another startup for a little while. Valid.
We have 7 common connections.
Okay.
That's the.